Hey guys, how you doing? Waiting for everybody to pretty much come into the room. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am hecka nervous. I am nervous, and everything. This is the first time. Hey, Keto Cruiser, good evening. This is the first time, or the second time I'm doing a live. I changed it up a little bit. I'm now using StreamYard. I also have more lighting. So let me know if the lighting is better because the last stream, my lighting was dark. So I wanted to just improve on this stream. Each time that I do a new live, I just want to improve, and do better and everything like that. So I hope that the visuals are better. I was trying to also set up a mic as well too, but the mic wasn't working. So I was just like, we just gonna have to, deal with what we got and everything. So I hope everyone is having a blessed day and everything. I'm just waiting for a couple more people to come in. And if anything, I guess more people will come in and I'll just get started and people will just trickle in when they trickle in and everything. So what I'm going to do, how I really want to start these videos is start off with a prayer. As you guys know, I'm going to be 40 in a couple of weeks. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be 40 in a couple of weeks. I'm shocked myself and everything. And as I'm starting to get older and so forth, I'm really starting to have God be a part of my life and everything. So I find that I am praying more a lot, and I'm really thinking about how my life needs something above me. I'm not sure if that makes any sense. Something that I can just go to get a message. I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but I digress. So, with that being said, I want to start off with a prayer. I found this prayer earlier today, and I thought it would be perfect for this live as we, talk about the topic that you guys decided on for this week. So, I'll go ahead and read it. As here it says, God, we ask you to give us all around peace and sorry. Let me start over again. God, we ask you to give us all around peace in our mind, body, soul, and spirit. We want you to heal and remove everything that is causing stress, grief, and sorrow in our life. Amen. So, pretty much, just to summarize what that prayer is meaning, just as like that, we have so many things going on in our life. We have so many different impacts, whether it be just coming from us, just only our direct thoughts, or whether it's coming from like an outsider and everything. And we get disheveled. We do not know how to behave. We do not know what to do. So this prayer is pretty much just to ground you and to just, I guess you can say, quiet your mind a little bit. Just quiet your mind and not just be, acting or behaving hysterically or what have you. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the icebreaker questions. This is just a way for me to one, get more comfortable talking and everything, and as well as you guys get to learn a little bit more about me. So now thanks, Keto Cruz. I'm glad that makes sense. So since there's only one person in the room, I don't know if you want to throw me a number. The numbers are going to be between 1 and 25. I'm going to start off with just a number for right now, and then whoever wants to, they can basically pick a number, and pretty much I will say the question and then answer the question, and this just allows for you guys to get to know me and for me to just get more comfortable talking to you guys like this, because it's totally different talking to a camera phone than talking to people who could actually respond back to you. Like, it's just weird, but it's also good at the same time. So, like I said, it's between 1 and 25. So the number that I'm going to pick is going to be 24. So I'm scrolling down because I have it on my phone. It says, the question here is describe your dream wedding if money was no object. All right. So if I had to decide on my dream wedding, well, first let me say my wedding. I've been married 2 years. I got married in 2020 and 2023. So 2 years and a couple of months. I got married during the pandemic because pretty much at that time the world was going crazy. Like the world was just not making any sense, and we kind of didn't know what was going on. Like the news wasn't really explaining what was going on. We just know that everybody was at home, and this is the first time like something like that has happened in my, age range. I know, like, they said stuff happened like that during like depression and so forth, but this is the first time like I've ever experienced something like that. And I sat down with my husband and I said, listen, if we're gonna go out, then I want to go out with us being married. Like I want to, us to be married and so forth. And I know that sounds like pretty drastic and everything, but like I said, we did not know what the heck was going on or anything. So I got married in 2020. But to answer this question, if I had money was not an option and wasn't in the way or anything like that, I will probably have to say I want to get married in like not like a field, but like a farmhouse kind of situation. Like I want to get married with like flowers around. There's actually this place in my area in New Jersey that I did some picking of like roses and everything that I think would be honestly the most beautiful place to get married. Especially if it has like the rose bushes and so forth. I mean, that would be ideal. Um, I will want to have it outside. Obviously, I will want the temperature to be relatively decent, not too hot, not too cold. I'm a June baby, but I do not like the heat. I do not like the heat. I don't like being cold and I don't like being hot. I just like being comfortable. So yeah. And then it will be open to whoever pretty much wants to come, just long as you're supporting our marriage and everything like that. I don't need no shenanigans or anything like that. So yeah, that will be ideal. My dresser, I don't think my wedding dress was like very simple. It's just like something off of Amazon. But I probably would get something a little bit more fitted now that I have lost weight and everything. And yeah, that's probably what I would do if I can like have my dream wedding. So you got anybody could throw a number out, but I guess I would just pick a number. Keto Cruz, I don't know if you want to pick a number. You said I'm a spinster, but if you were to have a dream, it would be in an Oasis class cruise ship. Okay, I'm not sure what an Oasis class cruise ship is, but I'll be sure to Google that after I get off this live and everything like that. I mean, that sounds pretty fancy and everything. All right, so I'm going to pick another number. So I'm going to pick, let's see, number 10. So let's go to number 10. And it says, what song describes your life right now? Um, I love music, but I am very horrible when it comes to names and artist names and anything like that. So I can't say what song describes my life right now. I could give like who's my favorite artist. Oh, you said Royal Caribbean's Large Class of Ships. Okay, yeah, Royal Caribbean. See, the thing with Royal Caribbean is some people tell me it's really like fancy and everything like that, but there's some people tell me it's boring. It's not like Carnival. I guess because Carnival is like the party cruiser line. That's the only one that I've been on. But I know Royal Caribbean is supposed to be like the bougie, cruise line. That's what I was told. I don't know if that's accurate. So like I said before, I don't have a song that best describes myself. I can give you like my favorite artist. My favorite artist will be like Jill Scott. I'm really into kind of like that. Correct, it's not a party. Yeah. um I really like to be able to have music that has a connection to me. It has to be music that means something to me. It has to be music that is not. I'm going to be honest with you. The music that's out today, especially with the young kids and everything like that, is not the type of music I enjoy. And it's kind of funny because I talk to like the older generation and everything, like people who's older than me, like in their 60s and everything, and they basically talk about how like the music that we listen to or I listen to is not the music that they grew up on, so they don't like my music. So it's just like a whole situation where music is just for that particular generation. What I like is like neo soul, so Jill Scott, Erica Badu, Maxwell, D'Angelo. Though that's the type of music that I like. I like music that it means something, that is impactful. It's not a whole bunch of cussing words and talking about your hoo ha and all the rest of that stuff. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in, not talking about that stuff. So, yeah. So I'm going to go on to a third question and then we're going to get into the purpose of this live. So I'm going to pick number 20. So, says, are you a backseat driver? The answer clearly is no. As you can see, guys, I am a very assertive individual. I don't even, and my husband, he probably will see this video and or come on, but I prefer driving. I am not a backseat driver. Number 11. All right, I'll answer number 11. I am not a backseat driver. I am not a backseat driver in any aspect of life, but it is something that I'm learning to have to work on because especially with my marriage and everything like that, I feel like there's times in which I have to allow for him to direct the marriage in a way that he sees fit that it needs to go. Obviously, it's a team effort and everything like that, but I think sometimes as us being women, and it becoming, I guess you could say, we have such a strong mentality and everything like that, that we are so used to being on top of everything and taking care of everything and doing everything. And we have to realize that we need to allow the man to step up to, take control over certain aspects and everything. Now, I'm not saying everything. I'm not saying everything. What I'm saying is reasonable things. There's some things that you just cannot lead to a dude to do. You cannot lead to a man to do, nor does he want to do. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But all right, so we're gonna go on to question number 11. Then we're gonna move on to the purpose of this video. So question number 11 is how many languages can you speak? This is easy, only English. I tried to learn Spanish in high school. I took Spanish in college. It never sticked. Obviously, it would be great to learn another language, but I'm just not there. It's not something that I want to do. It's not a passion. I feel like when you want to learn something, you want to do something, it has to be a passion. If it's not a passion, there's no way that it's going to stick or anything like that because it's just not what you want to do. So it's just simple as that. It never stuck. So yeah, and I think I took like French. That didn't stick either. So it just never stuck. So, guys, let's go ahead and get into the topic. And just let you know, guys, I think I said this earlier before. This is my first time streaming and everything. So I'm learning how to use this software. So if I make an error, I apologize and everything. We will improve as we go along. So the topic that you guys had decided on is what's holding you back from being the person that you want to be, right? So now I thought it was kind of interesting that you guys picked this particular topic, but I was like, okay, cool. I put topics out there on things that I've personally dealt with that I feel like other people have dealt with and or dealing with currently. Maybe they feel like they need to have or they want to have advice on how to deal with a particular situation. I find a lot of times we already know what we need to do. We just don't want to do it because we don't like the answer, and or we feel like, you know, I don't know. Sometimes people try to find an easy way out. I'm guilty of it. I throw myself in the box as well too. I try to pivot and try other ways, and it just doesn't work out. It doesn't work out, and it fails. And then I'm like, I should have just did it the way that I was supposed to go ahead and do it. So let's go ahead and move into what I feel like is the reasons of why, you know, we as humans and so forth, we're holding ourselves back from being the person that we want to be. So I put this in order of what I feel like in my particular order. This may be a different order for you, and everything, but I felt like this order was what was comfortable for me that I needed to kind of address, and everything. So the first one that I have is not sure how to start. Okay, so a lot of times people don't have any idea. They want to do something and then they're like, okay, how am I going to achieve that goal? Okay, should I use social media? Should I take a course? Should I talk to somebody? What should I do? And I feel like a lot of times what holds people back is that they're unable to decide on what way to go. This is the reason why I also feel like it's very important to have a community around that what's the best for you, at the same time is able to direct you. And I'm not necessarily talking about someone who is your own peer. I'm talking about someone that is older. For the simple fact is that these people have experience or have likely experienced what you are currently going through, and therefore they're able to give you the proper advice in order to deal with it. Now, if you don't have those type of individuals, then you may want to go to therapy. You see me, I talk about therapy all the time in my videos and everything like that. You may want to go to somebody who is skilled in that particular aspect of that topic in order to be able to achieve the goal that you want to achieve or become the person that you want to become. Now, I feel like this question is very broad. So this is the reason why I'm saying it in regards to a particular personality trait, like, who you are, as well as a task that you may be able or may want to complete, because it can impact, everything. So let's move on to number two. So number two, I put viewpoints of others versus support. So as I just stated, we sometimes feel like we can't do something because somebody else is telling us not to do it. And or they're telling us, okay, do it this specific way. And then you're like, well, why do I need to do it that specific way? Why can I do it not that way or another way? Sorry guys, I'm gonna wipe my nose for a second. You know me, my nose is always running, so it is what it is. So you're being held back for the simple fact that you don't know. You have this viewpoint. You think that you're supposed to do it this particular way. However, it's kind of like, well, you know what? I'm not 100% sure. So therefore, I'm not going to do it at all. Therefore, if I can't do it the specific way that this person wants me to do it, then I'm not going to do it at all. In which I feel like it's a total failure to yourself for the simple fact of that nobody does anything the same. You see what I'm saying? Everybody does things differently. We are completely different human beings. I am who I am. You are who you are. Yes. At the same time, it's important to give viewpoints of others. It's important to have that support system. At the end of the day, it's always important to do what you feel like is best for you, not necessarily in its entirety doing everything that that person is telling you to do. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, in a way of that saying, like a catch 22. You have to know kind of like the right angle and so forth. And it can be somewhat difficult to, I guess you can say, figure out and everything. But we're going to get into how you could figure out these different aspects and so forth later on. So the next one is number three, not wanting to work for it because you think it's too hard. Okay. I am guilty of this. This is me right here. I think it's too hard to achieve my goal. So therefore, it's like, what's the point of even trying to do it? Like, what's the point of even trying to finish this course? Or what's the point of even trying to lose weight? Or what's the point of, doing anything? You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking that, okay, it's too hard for me to work for it. But at the end of the day, I have to think outside of that. How am I going to feel after I've achieved that goal? How am I going to feel once it's successful? How am I going to feel once I'm able to check it off of my list that I've got it, got it completed and everything like that? So, I feel like this is such an important part that we all need to work on. And I'm not, criticizing anybody. Like I said, this is a judgment-free zone and everything like that. But we have to stop looking at just because it takes work to do something that you shouldn't do it. Everything takes work. You got to put effort into anything that you want. Like for instance, if you ask, I was thinking something earlier today. When you pray, right? Say you pray. You don't ask God, say for instance, you want a pair of shoes or something like that. Let's just say it's something really small. You're very direct on what you want. You ask God specifically on what you want. That means that when it's time to work hard, you got to do exactly what you have to do. You can't expect, okay, I want to achieve this certain goal, but I'm only going to put in minimum work. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's not. And like I said, I'm guilty of this as well too. So definitely something I wanted to touch on today. So let's go into number 4. Lack of self-care, self-doubt, negativity. So again, something I've dealt with as well too. As you guys know, watching my channel, you know that I have lost weight. However, I was 221 pounds just last year. And it got to a point where I just really didn't give a damn. I did not care. Food became such a pleasure for me. It became my outlet. I did not talk to my partner. I did not seek help. I just used that in order to make me happy. And it's such a really sad place to be in. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not a happy place to be in. Thank God I pulled myself out of that, and I'm working and trying to get myself back on, the right road. But just giving a damn, on, how you show up, how you care about yourself. If you're not taking care of you, I always think about how you're going to take care of everybody else. How you're going to take care of your home. How you're going to take care of whatever it may be. Like, you got to take care of yourself in order to be able to, support the people that are around you and everything. Self-doubt and negativity. Again, this goes into what we talked about before, thinking that, okay, I can't do it. It's going to be too difficult. It's going to, it's not, the outcome is not going to come out the way that I want it to be, and all the rest of this stuff. We have to stop that. We have to stop that for the simple fact that we do not know what the outcome is going to be until we actually do the action. We got to do the action. We got to follow through. You can't just sit here and be like, okay, at the end of the day, I'm going to do this, or this is going to be the result. Like, no, you don't know what the result is going to be. You have to actually follow through. You will learn so much by following through on your actions and throwing the rest of the garbage outside the window. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and move on to number 5. I don't want to get too preachy or anything, so we're going to move on. So number 5, avoiding because you already think you know what the outcome would be. I already talked about that in number 4. You're basically thinking that you know it all, and you don't know it all. And I'm, like I said, I am guilty of it and thinking I know it all. And I'm like, girl, you just as lost as lost. You're lost. I don't know it all. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I remember posting my first video here back on YouTube after a couple of years, and my first video, and I left it up because I want people to kind of see the the changes of how I deal with particular situations and everything. My first video I posted up on YouTube was that I'm 200 and some pounds, and I've lost a couple pounds, but I've put back on this amount of pounds. And in my head, I was already thinking, I'm not going to lose the weight. Like, that's what I was already thinking. I'm not going to lose the weight. It's not going to happen. This is not going to work. I'm just going to go back to what I was doing before, and that's going to be it. This is going to be the one and only video that people are going to see, and here we go. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm already saying to myself that this was going to be the outcome. And look, it's not the outcome. It's not the outcome. Due to me being dedicated, due to me being disciplined, due to me being consistent, due to me seeking the help that I need in order to achieve the goals that I want to achieve, my outcome is completely different than what I thought it would be. I never thought that I would be where I am right now. No clue. No idea. But a couple months ago, 7 months ago, 8 months ago, I was like, oh yeah, I know where I'm going to be. I'm going to be the same person as I am today sitting on this camera. So what's the point? So yeah. So let's get into number 6, waiting. All right, so this is a big thing. We like to wait until the next day. Oh, you know what? We'll get to it tomorrow. We'll get to it next week. We're gonna put it on hold. Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy all the stuff I need to buy to eat well, but I'm gonna just eat like crap this week. I'm gonna do what I need to do the next following week. I'm gonna get back on track, or maybe you've been off track for a while, or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna get back on track next week or next month, and it just pushes and pushes and pushes and pushes and pushes until the point it's like you never achieve it. You done bought all, you done all what you supposed to do. Like, you've gotten the foundation of trying to do what you need to do, but you never implement it because you're waiting for the right time. And the fact of the matter is that it's never going to be the right time. It's never going to be the right time. No matter what you try to do, I personally feel like, and let me change that. Sometimes I think, depending on the particular task, you may have to wait, depending on what it is. Maybe you need to save money or something like that, or what have you. But there are some things that I feel like that do not need to be waited on, that you can go ahead and do it now. But the fact of the matter is if you want to do it now, are you going to dedicate yourself to doing it now? So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the comments. Sometimes it's better to achieve it and then tell others what's going on to avoid judgment. Exactly. Exactly. You keep it to yourself. You don't tell nobody. You keep it to yourself, and they'll be like, "Oh, shoot, what happened?" You're like, "Yeah, I've been working on that since the get-go, but I didn't tell you about it because I don't want to hear what you got to say." You understand what I'm saying? Number 4 is more of being comfortable in terms of self-awareness. Yes, you have to be self-aware. You have to be self-aware, you know. And I do think that we are just so guilty of just, I don't know, like, I could only speak about myself, but just not wanting to care. Just no, I mean, not, I can't even say not knowing that I need to take care of it, but just not wanting to do it. I guess that would be the best way I can phrase it. So let's go on and move to number 7. So quitting too easily. Okay, so this one, I feel like, obviously I just spoke about, losing the weight and stuff like that. You thinking that you know it all. You think you know what is going to be successful and all the rest of this stuff, or what's not going to work and all the rest of this stuff. So therefore, oh, because the first week or first 2 weeks or first 3 weeks, oh, we plan to do X, Y, and Z. And it didn't happen when we wanted to in those first 3 weeks or first 4 weeks or whatever time frame that you put in that situation or what have you. And therefore, you just stop doing it. Like, things take time, like, things take time. It's not going to happen overnight. And I'm going to speak in regards to this, right? So You guys know that I left my job of 9.5 years, and then now I'm working in the city in a completely different company, completely same type of work and stuff like that, or what have you. And I was applying for jobs. I was the 3 months that I was on FMLA, I was applying for jobs like it was nobody's business. But my thing was that I was only applying for jobs in Jersey because I was like, I don't want to travel to New York. Why I want to travel to New York? I live in New Jersey. Why do I want to be in New York or anything like that? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stay in Jersey. I'm going to look for jobs in Jersey. And my therapist said to me, okay. And I got to a point in which I was just like, not really looking anymore. Like I was looking, but it was like very here and there, you know? And he says, why do you not just broaden your search? Like open up the window to look at other places outside of Jersey. And what happened? A week later, I got a new job. 1 week later, after been applying for months, well, 3 months, 2 months or so, or what have you, like 2.5, I want to say. I found a job. I found a job in the city, you know. So if I had given up, if I had not listened to my therapist, if I had, you know, just continue applying to jobs only in New Jersey, who knows where I would be right now. I can say that right now. I'm so happy with my job. I'm so happy with my coworkers. My boss, she thinks the way that I think, and I'm happy. I'm happy where I am, you know. So it's like we cannot give up because the work that needs to be put in is too much for ourselves. At the same time, we also had to be open to listen to ideas and everything. But that doesn't mean we do exactly what that person says to do. At the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. So let's move on to number 8. So number 8 is fear. Just plain those fear, just plain old, I'm scared that, I'm not going to achieve this, or I want to have this. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking about my particular vision board and everything like that. Um, and I posted a video here going over my vision board, and I have written down different things that I wanted to achieve and everything. And one of the things that I feared for myself was that I would not be able to stop myself from overdoing things. I don't know if that makes any sense. I would not be able to pause because my therapist always tells me, girl, you're doing the most. You need to pause. You need to stop. You need to rest. You need to allow your body to heal. You need to do what you need to stop. You're doing the most. And I was just trying to figure out. I was so fearful that I was going to put myself back into this situation, dealing with the emotional state of how I felt internally, that I'm just like, okay, how do I do this? I be In a sense, I became scared of my own self. I'm not even sure if that makes any sense, but it was kind of like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to stop? So let me go ahead and get into one of the comments. The new job is a blessing. Yeah, my new job is a freaking blessing. Every day I walk in there, I'm happy. I tell my husband about how happy I am. When I'm there, I talk about how happy I am. I'm so happy to work with you guys. She said, I'm saying, like, I'm happy. I am no longer like, damn, I got to get up and go and deal with these people that I don't want to be around, these people who do not support me, these people who, and I'm not saying that, okay, everything is just hunky dory all the time. That's not the case. But overall, things are way better than how it was before. So, yeah. In your own head. Number 8. Yep, in your own head. Fear in your own head. That's what fear is. Fear is in your own head and thinking that you are going to it's so, how can I say it? It is so scary. It's so freaking scary to want to do something, don't have the tools or don't think you have the tools in order to accomplish it. You keep moving in the same way that you were moving before, and then like no good results. So let's go ahead and move on to number 9. So number 9 is inauthentic. Blatantly, you say that you want to do this, you say that you want to be this person, you say that this is the personality trait that you want to be a part of you, because as we guys know, we don't have to be the same person as we was yesterday or the same person that we was last week. We are constantly changing as human beings. The same passions that I had last year is completely different than the passions that I had this year. We're always evolving as human beings. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like sometimes when we are in a certain situation, we're being inauthentic to ourselves, meaning that this is not actually what we want to do. Maybe somebody else told us, oh, we should do X, Y, and Z, and now we're doing it and it's not happening the way that we want to happen. And it just completely fails. You understand what I'm saying? Because we're not being true to ourselves. We're not being true to what we want to do. At the end of the day, it's about what you want to do, not about what somebody else wants you to do, not about it just doesn't work. It just honestly it doesn't work. And I'm gonna touch on this in this particular, I'm gonna go over this particular story. So yesterday I had went to a social media event in Brooklyn and everything like that because I'm trying to, do my stuff on my YouTube and so forth or what have you. Meet other content creators and so forth. So I met this young lady and she's pretty decent on YouTube and everything. Got a few thousand, subscribers and so forth or what have you. But she was talking about how she has her son and she's not married and everything like that. And she's a Spanish background. And she was talking about how that her responsibility or what she was told is her responsibility is to take care of her mother. Her mother feels like she's not making enough money in the position that she's in because she does not have the financial freedom to purchase the mother a home. And I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this woman and I'm like, it's not your responsibility to take care of your mother. I mean, I know people may think, okay, that's disrespectful and everything, but I'm a believer in that you created me. You understand what I'm saying? I did not create you. Yes, I'm gonna make sure that you're covered. I'm gonna try to make sure that I do all I can do to, make sure you're safe and everything like that. But there's no way that you're gonna come to me and tell me that I'm not making enough money because I'm not able to buy you a house. Like, what type of ish is that? Like, how can you actually say that to your child? And then she's saying basically that she is, because the question was, if you can have an ideal type of life, what would it be? Like, would you change anything about your life currently? And she spoke about how, she was happy with her son and raising her son and able to do the things that she wants to do. And she's doing the stuff with her YouTube and her Instagram and all the rest of this stuff or what have you. She's able to do all these things, but her mother is just negative, negative Nancy. And I'm just like, girl, like, you need to take that out. Like, you need to put her to the side because at the end of the day, you're saying that all the other things that's going on in your life that you are joyous about, that you are happy about, that these are the things that you always wanted to do, but you have somebody telling you because you don't have supposedly the financial freedom that they want you to have because you're not able to purchase them a house, that you're not making enough money. Like, girl, no, I take care of my mom because I choose to. Exactly. You choose to. I'm a believer in that. Like I said, it's not meant to be rude. I don't owe you anything. I appreciate everything that you have done for me. I respect you. I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to try to obey. to a certain extent, because we got to be careful with that one as well too. However, I don't owe you anything. And I said to her, listen, girl, you need to pat yourself in the back for all the things that you were able to accomplish. All the things that you were able to do, you need to pat yourself on the back. I says, however, also at the end of the day, your responsibility is your son and you. And at the time I said her husband, but then she came out and said that she didn't have a husband. So I was like, okay, my bad. I wasn't sure, But I said your responsibility is to your son and you. That's it. Everybody else, kick rocks with your shoes off. Kick rocks with your shoes off because you do not owe anybody else anything. Now, if you had a husband, you take care of your husband because that is your partner and everything like that. That is your family. That is your direct family, the direct family that you are in that home with. Your mother is not your direct family. I'm sorry, she's not in that aspect. Yes, she's your mother or your father or your sister or your brother or whatever the case may be. However, your responsibility is the core people that are there. You understand what I'm saying? That's your children and that's your husband. That's it. You know, simple as that. And she was really, because everybody was kind of preaching the same thing. So she was really astonished that we were, she was like, you guys are right. Like, you guys are really, really right. I'm like, I know. I mean, not saying I know I'm right, because everybody was saying the same thing. But it was, I think that the advice that we gave her was so helpful, and realizing that she needs to change her behavior. She needs to create a safe place for herself without her mother impacting her decisions. Because I felt like it almost to the point that I thought that she was going to start crying, that you could definitely see what her mother said made such a strong impact on her emotional state. That although she is winning at so many things, she does not have the respect of her parent to acknowledge all that she's doing. And I just was really baffled. I mean, not baffled, but I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing advice I could give her is that you need to leave that person to the side. You need to separate yourself. Doesn't mean you don't love them. Doesn't mean that doesn't mean anything negative. You just know that you cannot deal with that emotional situation right now because it's not adding any value to you. It's actually hurting you, clearly. Clearly. Yes, and I'm saying for that to be what you say with that question. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and move on to how do you change these behaviors? So the first step that I feel like is best is that you have to decide if this action is what you want, whether it may be something you're trying to change about yourself, a task that you're trying to complete. You want to make sure it's something that you want to do. I spoke about this before. You have to make sure this is something that you really want. If you do not really want it, you should not be doing it because that means that you're not going to put in the work to do it. Simple as that. So, you want to reach a goal? Do I really want to reach that goal? Or is Joe Blow telling me that I should reach that goal? Or I don't know, I want to be more not cuss. Let's say something like that. Like you're trying to change that behavior about yourself or something like that. Do I not want to cuss because somebody told me not to cuss, or is I'm trying to not cuss because I know it's not the right thing? Like, yeah, like I know it sounds like so minute and everything, but I'm just taking just anything out of anything, and trying to explain what I mean and so forth. So you again have to decide if this is the action that you actually want to do. So let's move on to number 2. No, now if you say yes, this is what I want, are you willing to put in the work? So I spoke about this before. Are you willing to put in the work? Are you really willing to do what you need to do in order to achieve what you want to achieve? Or are you just like, okay, this is the action that I want to complete, and I know that I am not comfortable doing it at this particular time? Because sometimes there are, like I said, things that we want to do, but it's not in that moment. You know what I mean? Maybe it has to be a couple of weeks later. Maybe it has to be a couple of months or years or whatever the case may be, because you know that you cannot give it what you need to give it at that particular point. Doesn't mean that you're not going to do it. It just means that you can't do it right this second. And that's okay. It's okay to say, I can't do it right this second. That doesn't mean I'm forgetting about it. It's going to be noted. It's going to get achieved. It just can't be right now because I can't give it what I need to give it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be willing to put in the work. What if she logged in? I'm reading the comment here from Keto Cruiser. What if she was logged in on this live? She would have found out you was talking about her. I mean, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? But I also feel like at the same time that we have to be real with ourselves. So I will hope that she would not be offended by it or anything like that. However, at the end of the day, we have to be able to learn from each other. We have to be able to grow from each other. You shared your story. We all shared our story. Now, she was to talk about me, like my particular situation for me, and I put my business out there. I said I wanted to have financial freedom. Financial freedom. I want to not have to worry about money. I want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. I also do not want to work. Well, I want to work. Let me correct that. But I want to retire early. I want to retire early because during the time of me being off from 3 months of FMLA, I realized there's more to life than actually working and all the darn time. There's more to life to experience than working every single day, 9 to 5, with no ability to do any of the other things that you want to do because you do not have the time to do it. And I realized I want to retire early. And that is something that I spoke about. To most don't put in the work. Yeah, most don't put in the work because they think that, okay, if I put in just 10%, it's gonna be successful. No, you gotta put in the whole 100. And that means every day, every freaking day. You can't stop. You can't expect to achieve what you would achieve. You can't expect to change your behaviors or, grow as an individual if you're not willing to do what you need to do. It's as blatant. And I know a lot of people don't like hearing that. I know I didn't like hearing it, but it's real. It's honestly real. You cannot expect the result that you want if you're not willing to put in the work. Financial freedom is the goal. Yes, financial freedom is the goal. I know a lot of people speak about it, but I'm serious. I I don't want to work until I'm 70. Like I talk to, other people and everything like that. And they're like, oh, I'm gonna work until I can't work anymore. And I'm like, nah. I want to go see the world. I want to go, experience life. I want to do other things. I want to have the ability to have my body not be in pain. You know what I'm saying? And be able to have the memories and everything of me being here. I don't want to wait until I'm old. Like, come on, I want to be able to enjoy my time. I want to be able to do the things that I want to do. And at the end of the day, everybody is different. So if you want to sit here and work until you're 70 years old, do you. But that's not me. I don't want to work until I'm 70 years old. I want to retire early. So I'm planning and plotting and doing what I got to do now so that I'll be able to retire, God willing, in the next 20 years. So, simple as that. So steps to become what you want. All right. So let's go into this. First, outline who you want to be. So whatever is holding you back, whatever you're trying to achieve, what I think is very important is that you have to outline who you want to be or what you're trying to do. So I spoke about this before, vision board. You know, vision board is more for females, I'll be honest with you, and everything like that. I create a vision board and I going to be doing a vision board every single year because I want to be able to lay out the goals that I want to achieve. And now one of the things I am going to be doing a little bit different is I'm going to do like a quarterly vision board for next year. The reason why I say quarterly vision board is that I want to not be like, okay, I have to do everything within this particular time span. I want to be able to be like, okay, I want to do maybe two or three of maybe 12 in this particular quarter that are attainable, that I know that I can do, that I know that I can accomplish and everything. So my vision board for next year will be completely different. Obviously, I will share that with you guys when that time does come. So journal. So this is more for like the males and everything like that. I would think is writing down who you want to be or the goals that you are trying to achieve. Now, this could be very simplistic. You could just, you know, pick certain words. I want to be successful. I want to be a goal getter. I want to, whatever it is that you want to do, keywords, you're writing that down. You understand what I'm saying? These are the point of writing these stuff down or visualizing it is so that you could go back to it and it can remind you of all that you are trying to achieve. Because I think a lot of times when we are not writing this stuff down, when we don't have a place to go back to reignite us, we lose sight of the goal that we're trying to reach. So I feel like with a vision board, or when you lay something out, or when you pick certain words and things like that to explain the goal that you're trying to reach, then you're able to look at that every single day and know, okay, I'm winning. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. If you're not winning, if you're not achieving, it's a reminder. Oh, shoot, I wrote this down. I need to obtain this. I need to do this and so forth. You know, it's very important that we visualize the things that we want to do and not lose sight, you know? So let's go into one of the comments. Hey sis, check it in. Hey, endless possibilities. How you doing? Hope all is well and you're having a blessed day. So let's go ahead and move to the next one. So number 2, figure out how you can do half. Okay, let's talk about this seriously. As I said, I am breaking everything down into quarters. Okay, so what I feel like is what we do is we tend to put a lot on our plate. We're trying to accomplish 20 different things or 30 different things or whatever it may be, maybe less than that, maybe it's only 5 or 6 or whatever the case, but we're trying to do them all at the same freaking time. And we're trying to figure out why we're not able to accomplish this, why we're trying to change this personality trait, why we're trying to do this better, because you're putting too much on your freaking plate. You take a couple at a time, whether it be 1 or 2 or 3. All depends on how many you're trying to accomplish or what have you. But also at the same time, you want to make sure it's obtainable as well in that period of time. Maybe what you want to do instead of it taking a quarter, it's going to take 6 months. It's going to take half a year. That's fine. It's okay for you to work on it in the first quarter and then not finish it into the second quarter. That's fine. As long as you're working on it. You understand what I'm saying? But I feel like sometimes what we do is we tend to put so much on our plate and then we wonder why it's not getting accomplished. It's not getting accomplished because you're doing too much. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for instance, take me for example, right? I want to build my YouTube channel. I want to be able to help people. This is what I want to do, right? But I also want to make money. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to DoorDash for the weekend. But how am I going to work building my channel if I am DoorDashing on the weekend? Like, so what I was doing before is I was DoorDashing in the morning, well, meal prepping, right? DoorDashing for a couple of hours and then have edit or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, girl, I am literally burnt out. I am literally freaking exhausted. And I'm telling my therapist this is what I'm doing. And he's like looking at me like, because, it's a visual, even though it's therapy on my phone and everything like that. We see each other over the camera. He's looking at me with five heads. He's like, girl, what are you doing? Like, go sit your, like, literally, I feel like he wanted to say, I typically do not cuss, guys, just let you know, but I really think he wanted to say, go sit your A down. Go sit down somewhere because you're doing the most. How are you able to achieve this that you say that you want to do if you doing the other stuff or you doing too much? So what do I do? For instance, today I meal prep this morning, right? After that, I laid down for a little bit. I fixed myself something to eat or what have you. I got stuff that needs to get done around here. I got laundry right here that's been looking at me for a whole week. I got laundry downstairs that's been there another week. You understand what I'm saying? It's things that need to get done. But I said, you know what? It's going to have to wait. At the end of the day, the stuff is clean. That's the most important part. I can iron it and keep it moving. Like it ain't stopping nothing or what have you. However, I have to meal prep. Why? That's important because I have to make sure that I'm able to eat properly for the remainder of the week or this week that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? So I had to decide on what is important and what is not important. I said to myself, okay, I want to make sure because I haven't been getting the best rest the past couple of days because my mind has been on. There's a lot, things that positive things. There's a lot of positive things. There's nothing negative. A lot of positive things that's been going on in my mind and things that I want to do. And my brain has been on. So my sleep has been not the best. However, we're going to take some melatonin tonight and hopefully we can get some sleep tonight for work tomorrow. But darn, I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, guys. I just totally lost my train of thought. So I was speaking in regards to, oh wow, that's really bad. I lost my train of thought. Um, Basically just too much on my plate. So what I had to do is just pretty much stop, think about what's important. Think about what I'm trying to achieve at this moment. What is going to help me win? Me going out to DoorDash, yes, that is going to that's going to bring money in and what have you. However, at the end of the day, it's going to hamper me from building my YouTube. It's going to hamper me from doing all the other things I want to do. It's going to make me exhausted. It's going to make me not want to be bothered with people when I go to work the next following day to the job that I enjoy doing. You see what I'm saying? So I have to figure out what is most freaking important. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm telling you guys, this is something that has taken me so freaking long to figure out. Because how I was raised was go, go, go until you can't go no more. And I'm learning that I need to change that. I can't go, go, go. You understand what I'm saying? I got to take a break. I have to take a break. So let me get into where the post TikTok pays well, girl. Yeah, TikTok, that's a whole nother situation. I post a little whatever talkers or whatever stuff there here and there, but it's not my jam. I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe it's something that I need to take. I want to have like TikTok courses because I am going to be 40, guys, and it's not to be funny, but it is to be funny. A lot of these modern technologies and things that they have out there these days, it's very new to me. It's not something that I grew up with personally per se. So I'm not familiar with it. Like I had a situation yesterday also in that social media that they was talking about AI and chat GBT and all this stuff. And I was sitting there like, what are they talking about? Like I had no freaking clue to the point I asked the girl, what is this? And she was like, you don't know what AI is? I said, I know what AI is. Like, duh, I know that. But what are you talking about? And then she's like, yeah, you could tell it to write your essay and you could do this and do it. And I'm like, I'm used to working. We don't, back in my day, we didn't have, well, I said back in my day, like I'm 60 years old. But during when I was growing up, we had encyclopedias. We did not have a computer or anything like that. Like computers were like just starting. We had like Apple, that was like the big thing back when I was in school. And I'm talking about like elementary, and I think, yeah, like elementary. I'm not even sure junior high. I don't know. All I know is that these modern technologies that they have these days is completely different than how I was raised. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're talking about this chat GBT and Bard, and now I'm online researching and all the rest of this stuff or what have you, because I'm trying to figure out what the heck these people talking about so that I can know, so that maybe I can spread the knowledge, because knowledge is power or what have you. And also I'm trying to find ways in order to do what I need to do better, which I'll get, into that a little bit later on and everything. I was like, huh? So yeah. But I digress. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's get into one of the comments. You will build the following of a TikTok to bring to your YouTube. Okay. You're about the same age, so I get it. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna look into that TikTok, but your editor's so professional that I thought you were aware. No, no, I'm not aware. I'm not aware. I'm serious. I am not aware. I mean, the thing is that YouTube. I guess you could say I kind of grew up with YouTube, at least in my 20s and my 30s and so forth. I look at a lot of other content creators. I get ideas and things that I want to do, that I want to bring to my channel. I do not exactly mimic what they do. I put my own twist on it and everything like that. And yeah, now don't get me wrong, I could use a computer. I'm, Excel and Word and all the rest of the stuff. I'm just talking about a lot of the new generational stuff. And I guess, it's very important to keep yourself in the know. Also, on top of that, I keep myself away from like the news and things, which I know I need to do better at that. I need to do better at watching things online, because it's just the problem is that I don't like watching the news because everything's just so damn neck hot. I try not to cuss. Sorry, guys. I try not to watch. I don't not watch the news because it's negative. A lot of it is negative, and I just don't want to put that stuff into my brain. Like I just don't want to be. I'm thinking positive. I'm trying to remain positive. I don't want to hear about the toxic world. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to just keep my bubble. You understand? But I know that I need to venture out. I know that I need to gain more knowledge and everything like that. So yeah, you laughing at me. It's okay. I laugh at myself as well too, girl. So let's go ahead into number 3. So after each action is completed, you praise yourself in the success. I think we all sometimes, I say all, I speak about myself. Okay. For me, I tend to, when I accomplish something, I do not acknowledge the accomplishment. I'm always thinking about what's the next thing that I'm trying to do? What is the next goal? I never take a step back to say, oh gosh, you completed X, Y, and Z. Pat yourself on the back, And again, this is something that I am learning to do better because whatever wins that we have to acknowledge those wins. You gotta know that the effort that you put in was just awesome. You shouldn't be wanting to just jump to the next thing because, oh, I gotta check this next thing off of my list. It's like it's not like, how can I say, it's not good. I mean, just I put it as simple as that. Is we gotta be careful with that, like I feel like it's just, I'm trying to find the right words and everything. I feel like we always want to jump to just the next thing over and over and over and over and over. And we are not staying in just what we were able to accomplish. And I just feel like so many people, I hear so many people do that. Like the young lady with the situation where her mom and everything like that. Like she's not really praising herself. She's talking about the crap that her mom is, telling her. And I'm just like, gosh. let me stop talking about this child. Let me move on. So I have here the next thing is then go to the next action. So after you done praising yourself, after you done accomplish what you need to accomplish, you will go to the next thing that you want to accomplish, on your list. So now I have here, as you complete each action, you're progressing to the person that you want to be. And I feel like this is very important for the simple fact that as we are checking off each item on our list that we want to be successful or we want to change about ourselves that is holding us back or what have you, you are slowly becoming the person that you want to be. For instance, for me, I wanted to lose weight. I wrote out my whole vision board. I got a woman that's, I'm not sure I think you guys, if you watch my channel, you have seen my vision board. I got a heavy set woman and I have a thinner woman. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being heavy set. Do whatever you want to do. I just know it's not right for me. For the simple fact, I do not like the way that I feel. I do not like the way that my body operates. I get back pains, I get leg pains, I get headaches and things like that because it's not where I need to be. It just all my stuff is all jacked up. Okay. So it's more than one thing. But if you want to do you want to be whatever, you do you. If that's where you're comfortable being, do you. So like I said, is that I check that off. Now then I just go to the next thing. My next thing was okay, I need to put more into my pot. I need to be able to stop and I need to be able to take breaks and everything like that. And I think even to a point right now, I surprised my husband because a couple of months ago, he'd be like, girl, you be doing the most and everything like that. Like even he had ordered some speakers. And typically when anything comes into the house, I break it down, right? I put the box away and all the rest of this stuff because I don't like clutter around my house. I mean, even though I'm, trying to do less or what have you, I still don't like clutter around my house. So he was like, babe, he said, you could go ahead and break the box down because I know that you want to. I said, no, today is my day of relaxation on the couch. I'm not breaking anything down. I'm going to sit right here on this couch and I'm going to do me. The box will be here when you get home. You could break down the box if you like to, but I'm not breaking down the box today. And he was kind of like, what? Like, because a couple months ago, I would have been breaking this box down. I would have been doing the most and not taking out the relaxation for myself that I deserve, that I should be giving to myself. And I'm over here taking care of things that can wait until later on. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody else can do. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to do every freaking thing. And that's just something that I realized for myself that I have to work on and that I have been working on. So let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. So I have here, ish isn't, because we try not to cuss. Ish isn't going to happen overnight. It takes time and patience. And I feel like this is very, very, very important. We want to win. We want to do all the things that we want to go ahead and do. And we think that is going to happen tomorrow, or it's going to happen next week, or it's going to happen next month, or whatever timeline that we do make for ourselves. And at the end of the day, it's not necessarily going to happen on the timeline that you want it to happen. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. It's okay if it takes a little bit longer. At the end of the day, what is the most important part is that you are working towards that goal. You're working towards accomplishing it. You're not giving up. You're not, being lazy. You're not, doing whatever else. You're still working at it. It's just taking a little bit longer than what you expected it to take, which is fine because at least at the end of the day, whatever you're trying to achieve, whether it be something you're trying to change about yourself or you are wanting to implement or whatever the case may be, is going to come out the way that you want to come out because you're taking the necessary time in order to mold it, in order to get it to where it's supposed to be. You're not just rushing freaking through it. You understand what I'm saying? I keep speaking about my weight loss because that's something that's just really important to me. All right, I'm losing the weight, but I'm doing research. I'm finding the ways in order to hit the goals that I want to go ahead and hit, and knowing that it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take freaking time. I am not going to be able to do 20 crunches. I am not going to be able to lift 100 pounds. I am not going to be able to squat whatever. I'm not going to be able to do that right now. Does it mean that I would not be able to do it in the long run? No, I will get there. I just can't do that right now. I have to be where I am right now. I have to be present in where I'm right now and work at where I am right now. And slowly but surely just add a little bit more, just change it a little bit more. And eventually you get where you want to be. You will get where you want to be. If you have something that's holding you back or what have you, at the end of the day, again, you think about, is this something that you really want to accomplish? You jot your notes down, you journal, you figure out, okay, got kind of give like a little bit of an estimation of a timeline. How long did I think that I need to do this? Who do I need to talk to? What research do I need to do? And so forth, or what have you. And you just make it happen. Hey, it may not happen in 6 months or a year, but hell, I didn't mean to cuss, but heck, it will happen when it happens. It will eventually happen. You know what I'm saying? Like something that, and I'll touch bases on this, and then I'm pretty much gonna open the floor to you guys. So what have you? We're at an hour and 10 minutes. Is that I realized yesterday that I want to be able to help people, which I've spoken about that before. I want to help people. However, I want to help people beyond diet, beyond fitness. I want to help people internally that radiates externally, right? Um, I feel like the most important part is our brains. Our brains control our who we are, how we think, how we move, all the things that we do, and all the rest of this stuff. So, I was like, I wrote out the other day a meal plan and everything like that. I took some stuff that I did from my job, which we do. Like, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with SOPs. SOPs are what they call standard operating procedures, where basically it gives you a detailed analysis of how to complete a task, how to go from point A to point Z. And the goal is to be able to complete this task without having to involve an outside party. So, say for instance that you are coming from off the street and you're not familiar at all with this particular task. You're able to read the information and go through the steps in order to achieve the goal that you're trying to achieve or the task that you're supposed to be completing. So this is something that my job does. And what I did is I took that and I did a video on this. I don't know when the video is going to get released and everything. So I recorded it yesterday. But what I did is I took that from my job and I introduced that into lifestyle. I introduced that into diet. I introduced that into exercise. I basically gave someone a SOP on how to be able to achieve the goals that they want to achieve, and basically explaining the diet that they should be doing, explaining what type of foods they need to be eating, giving pictures, because we know we get very bored when we start reading words and things like that. I know for me, I like to have pictures. I'm going to be honest with you. So throw me some pictures. I'll read and I'll look at the picture too. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the desk. So pretty much it gives all the information, how often you should exercise. It gives about intermittent fasting, and it gives your particular schedule how you should intermittent fast. It gives, if you can't intermittent fast, if you're feeling hungry, what foods you should go to so that you won't be eating so heavy at night, but you still will be able to give your body something so that you're not going to the things that you're not supposed to eat. It lays out when you go to the store what type of foods you should have. Now, something I did want to add to it, which I want to add to a future SOP, is I use Card Manager. That's helpful for me in regards to knowing how much carbs that I'm taking in. But they also have another app. I'll actually tell you guys the app now, since I am discussing it, and you're able to scan food and you're able to know whether it's good or bad. It's called Yuka, Yuka. I'll go ahead and put it in the chat. It's an app that you can scan your food or what have you. It's a free app. Well, at least that part is free. I think if you want to like add food or something like that, You have to download the app or whatever, pay for the app. But and there's other similar apps and things like that out there. For whatever reason, it looks like you having trouble connecting. Please check your internet connection. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me, because it's telling me my internet connection is not doing the best. But I do see three people in the chat, or three people on the live. Let me know if you're able to hear me and see me, because I'm not sure why it's giving that message. I don't want to continue with the live if you're not able to hear me or see me. I'll probably end it. Okay, thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up. Great. I don't know why it's giving me that message. I just wanted to make sure you guys are able to hear me and see me. So, like I said, the name of the app is Yuka. It's spelled Yuka. And then pretty much that you could scan it, and then it tells you what's in the food, why is the food not great, why is the food awesome, and all the rest of this stuff or what have you. It gives you that information. So now again, what I realized yesterday, I'm not even sure if I got into that, is that I want to be able to, yeah, I did speak about it. It times out sometimes. It times out sometimes. I don't know why it's timing out sometimes. Um, well, I'm gonna go ahead and continue. I don't know why it will be timing out or anything like that, because it looks like it's okay. The server. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna look into that. Um, because I'm just using it off of my Wi-Fi that's in my house. This is what my computer is connected to. But yeah, so like I said, I got the same error, but it's fine. Okay, yeah. I don't know what's going on. As long as we here, we getting through this, and that's the most important part. I was going to be using YouTube, but I figured this is a little bit more better because I can drop like a link if you guys wanted to come up and chat and all the rest of the stuff. I don't think you can necessarily do that on YouTube. I don't know. But yeah, I figure I'll try this. But if it doesn't work, I'll see if maybe I could find something better in the future, and everything. So what I've decided that I wanted to do is that I want to be able to, like I said, help people. So I started researching, because I was talking to my husband about it, and I want to become kind of like a little bit of a nutritionist. I want to be able to like help people mentally and more of a holistic approach. And I was trying to figure out, is holistic meaning like not using like medicine and all the rest of this stuff or what have you? Because I'm on medicine. I take, you guys already know I'm on medication and stuff like that. But when I looked up the word holistic, they just said that it's pretty much taking all aspects of your body, your mind, your spirit, and pretty much plugging them all together to run the show. Pretty much, as is how it explained it to me. So I figured that I want to take this online course on how to become a nutritionist, how to be able to teach people on diet and so forth, how to give people the mental mindset in order to achieve their goals. Because I always feel like the only way that you're going to be able to achieve what you want to achieve is if up here is sound. If up here is all loopy, you're not going to be able to reach the goals that you want to be able to reach. And I think that some people, they don't want to be real with that. They don't want to say that. And I don't have any problem saying it because I've been there and done it. So I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm going to give you it raw and straightforward, and so forth. And now at this point, I'm trying to figure out how am I going to take this course, because I'm doing a whole lot of, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't necessarily learn online that great. I went to school in person for that purpose because I was like, being behind a computer is not my jam. However, at the end of the day, I can't physically go to a class because I just don't have the time right now to do it because there's other things that I'm trying to achieve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the course, but I'm going to do it in the time that I want to do it. I'm not going to do it, feel like, okay, I have to, do it according to how somebody else wants me to do it and all the rest of this stuff. I'm just going to take my time and I'm going to, just get it done. Get it done when I get it done and so forth. So right now I worked on somebody's particular meal plan, and their meal plan is a Mediterranean diet. I have no idea, I had no clue what a Mediterranean diet was. But what I did is I did research and I sat down with the individual. I learned the individual on their particular eating habits and what they're able to accomplish, what they want to accomplish. And giving them the tools and everything like that for them to reach their goal. Because at the end of the day, what I think is most important is that we want to do what we want to win. However, we don't know how to get there. That's the reason why that was like my first thing. It's like we have goals that we want to reach. However, we do not know how to do the research, and or we just want to find, I guess you could say, a easier route. They better pay you for it. Yes. I said to family that it will be free, but outside it will be cost and everything like that. I haven't really figured out what that will be, and or I haven't even figured out a name. But and I do want to get my license and everything, at least a certification before I really do anything. But at the same time, I also don't want to wait for that to do what I need to do. To do what I need to do to help people. Like I just don't want to allow that to get in my way, because this is something that I really, really, really care about. I really want to help people feel better inside. I'm moving my hair because I feel like, it's, I don't know. Let me move it back. Okay. So um that's in long run what I want to do. Or, hopefully I'll figure out what I'm going to name the particular business, as well as, you guys will hear about it and so forth. Post on my social media, posting here on, my YouTube channel and so forth. Now the individual that I am speaking about, they did say it's okay for me to share the information. However, at this time, I don't know, if I want to do that. Maybe down the line, once I see the progression of everything of that particular person, I will share those details with you. However, just to let you know, the person currently right now is in the weight class of 360 pounds, and they're trying to get down to 240 pounds. So the type of diet that I introduced to them was the Mediterranean diet, because the Mediterranean diet is perfect for them, because what they like to eat is a lot of fruits, and they like greens like pastas and things like that, or what have you. Well, carbs. The pasta is carbs. So reason why I picked the Mediterranean diet is that they're still able to eat whole grain foods, such as, whole grain pasta. They're still able to eat like wild rice, brown rice, no, wild rice, uh, uh, brown rice, I believe, pretty much anything brown. They're able to eat and everything. So they were looking at different diets and so forth, and I'm like, no, this is not the right diet for you. This is not the right, because the fact of the matter is that you want to make sure that whatever you're choosing to do, you could do it over long term. You don't want to make it as if you're doing it temporarily and then you wind up gaining the weight back because you're unable to maintain what you're trying to maintain. The fact of the matter is that you want to make this a lifestyle. That's the reason why I always post in my videos that this is a lifestyle. This is not just a temporary situation. The reason why keto works for me is because I don't care to have bread. I don't really like cookies like that. Like, I don't really like rice like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have it occasionally here and there, but I don't eat rice. I haven't had rice. It's been months. I haven't had pasta It's been months because I don't crave those things. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the reason why the keto diet works well for me. But if I did crave those things, then I had to find the right diet, that will suit those needs, and where I'm still able to lose the weight. However, I'm, cutting certain stuff out, or I'm introducing healthy stuff. Because with the Mediterranean diet, you're also not eating processed foods. You're eating natural foods, natural coming from the ground. You're not eating something that people plug together and here you go and enjoy and you don't even know what the heck is in it. You understand what I'm saying? And everything. And with this information that I gave them, they have it in where they could visually see. So it's printed out for them, as well as I emailed it to them. So when they're in the store, all they got to do is go to the SOP. Everything is labeled out. I put the page numbers on where everything is located. So, for instance, if they're looking for information about fruit, they go to page 2. Here you go. This is the type of fruit that you could eat. They looking for grains. Okay, they go to page whatever. This is what type of grains they can eat, and so forth, so forth, so forth. And eventually, they're not going to need that information anymore. However, this is just a foundation for them. This is just a foundation for them to get started. The fact of the matter is they have to get started. So they have to be able to learn about what they need to do in order to accomplish the goal that they want to accomplish. So I want to be that person that helps them accomplish that goal. And also, I put positive quotes in there, words of affirmation, staying positive, letting them know every day is not going to be easy, but you continue pushing on because it's going to get easier and easier as you continue to go. That, it's okay that you wake up, you're like, I don't feel like exercising. So therefore, I don't want to. Okay, all right. You could substitute exercising for walking. Plug your earphones in, you walk. You know what I'm saying? Walking is one of the best exercises that you can do. You don't necessarily have to get on the elliptical or lift weights or whatever. Yes. Do you want to do those things? Yes, you do. But if you are adamant that you don't want to, at least take a walk. At least take a half an hour, 45-minute walk. You understand what I'm saying? Put your headphones in, throw your YouTube in, do whatever that you need to do. Put on, a TV show or whatever the case may be. And you're going to see that time flies. And then you're going to be like, oh, shoot, that felt good. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So I have sent you guys a link. And this is the StreamYard link. If anybody wants to come up, I will copy and drop it in here again. If anybody wants to come up, they can definitely come up. If they have questions for me, you can hit that link, and or you can ask me on the comments or what have you, and I'll answer there. Like I said, I just wanted to give you guys the option, if you wanted to speak to me, that you can speak to me. Thank you, Miss Grant, for your time, and good luck on your holistic project. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope, well, no, I'm not going to say I hope it works out. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. As I wish I knew I would have looked, as I wish I knew I would have looked presentable. Congrats on your new journey. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's definitely a new journey. When I was talking to everybody yesterday at the social media thing, I was just so excited. I was just so excited, you know, it's a true passion, and yeah, because even like people ask me, because I do my stuff with my natural care and all the rest of that stuff. And it's still here. You guys can, see it in the back here. That's what all the stuff is my natural care stuff in the back room and everything like that. But right now, that's not my passion. That's on hold until I feel like I need to work on it. But right now, that's not what I want to do. I want to be able to help people. I want to, I want to help people. I want to help people feel good about themselves, because there's so many people dealing with so much crap, so much toxic stuff, and they need support, and I've been there, done it, and I know it can sometimes be a burden to take on other people's stuff. But I feel like hopefully can do it within moderation, and everything. So if that is all, then I'm gonna go ahead and in the broadcast and everything. I did upload a banner. I'm hoping that it does work or what have you. Because like I said, I am totally new at this stuff. So, but if nobody else has anything else to discuss, then I'm gonna go ahead and end it here and get myself ready for bed and pretty much get my life started again tomorrow with work and everything. So I think that's pretty much it. So guys, are you are appreciated. I'm appreciated. Just want you to know your efforts. Oh, are appreciated. Have an awesome week. You have an awesome and blessed week as well too. Stay safe out there, in them streets because this world is something. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. You guys stay blessed. You have a good one. Like I said, treat each other kindly in the streets, and everything. Our live will be probably in another month or so. In the next month, sometime we're in June. So it'll be sometime July, probably after July 4th or what have you, maybe the second or third week of July. Hopefully more people will be able to participate and so forth. But it is what it is and everything. I'm fine with that. I know a lot of people probably gonna watch the playback and so forth. All right, guys. Let me see. There's one more comment in here. Okay, look forward to it. All right, look forward to it as well too. All right, guys. So I will see you in the next one. You have a good rest of your evening. All right. Bye.